I'm making the best game guaranteed. Actually, I want to make a simple video game. Something easy that me and my friends can play together, or I could bully them at. So I couldn't think of something myself, and instead of asking this AI model that's taking over the world, ChatGPT, I decided to ask my friend.
What do you want?
Dude, I paid you to act like my friend. You promised. Bruh.
What?
I paid you.
What do you need?
I just need a game idea.
Ragdoll.
Huh. Ragdoll. Okay, like Gang Beast or Party Animals or Fall Guys or something like that. So I have made a game before, but we don't really talk about that one.
Wait, what's this do?
So moving on from that topic, it didn't take me long to realize that making a Ragdoll game might not be as easy as it sounds. Literally me. So it's simple, right? Open a project, make a Ragdoll using Unity's Ragdoll creator, and done. We can now play the game. Well, no, not that simple, unfortunately. And, well, I'm not even sure how to make it move because, as you can see, it just kind of flops over. I found out after a not so long time of searching that it's called an active Ragdoll. What even is an active? Well, in short, it's a character controller that is made up of joints like the human body. And these joints try to match a specific rotation that we give them. For example, if you are, let's say, sitting down and you try to stand up, you have to move your legs from 90 degrees to straight. That is more or less the same thing an active Ragdoll does. And you can do this with joints, moving them to match an animation or a position using inverse kinematics. We're going to create this with animation because I'm not very smart, so making this work with IK for me is a no-go. I'm still working on it though. Getting started, we already did step 1, making a project. And look, we also got step 2, making a Ragdoll. Well, sort of, because we did it with character joints. That's what Unity's Ragdoll creator uses, but we aren't necessarily going to use those. You can see the character joint is really good at creating death, but we aren't trying to just create death. We also want to move the character using these joints. And good thing Unity has a multitude of joints that we can choose from. Less work for me. The configurable joint just so happens to be the one that I am personally looking for. You can sort of think of it as like every joint combined. I mean, that's literally what Unity says in the documentation too. I go about adding the configurable joint to all the joints that have the character joint on it. I also copy the values as needed. This leaves me with a Ragdoll, the same as before, but this time I can add a rotational force to it. It kind of acts like the muscle of your body that forces the rotation of the joint to the desired position. And well, he kind of just flops up straight and he's all stiff. That's because we are telling him to go to the target position of 0. We haven't really told him anything we want him to do. If I move it, you can see it turns, and well, I have to tell him to go to a certain spot, and to do that I created a separate character rig and set it up with animations. This doesn't have any Ragdoll on it, it just plays animations. Now he can walk, go left, right, run, basically whatever I need. That's great. Now I just have to write a simple script that might take a person 10 minutes to do and get the rotation of each bone on the animation and set it to the target rotation of each of the Ragdoll joints. That's not right. That's not it either. What the fuck? Again? And quite literally 3 months later, it works. I need a break. But what matters now is the active Ragdoll copies the animation. And it doesn't really move on its own. It plays the animation, but it can't really move forward. There's an easy fix to this, but something interesting is the solution that Gang Beast used was a ball. You rotate the ball and the player moves. I'm not doing that, but I just thought it was interesting. I'm just gonna apply a force to the hips. Thank you, Happy Chuck Programming, to get it to move in the direction I want. And now it can walk everywhere. It can even jump. And for my game, that's good enough for me. I actually wanted the ability for it to ragdoll too, and in order to do that, I just wrote a script once again that grabbed all of the configurable joints and allowed me to control the forces applied to it. So I can make them really strong so it would move to the animation as fast as possible, or I can make it really weak where it's like lagging behind. And all I had to do was turn it all to 0, and well, yeah, you can see he just he just flops there. He's dead. I'll get into setting up limits in the future. Right now he just kind of rolls into a mush, but I don't want to mess with those right now. I'll mess with those later so his death looks more normal. Now I have but one more terrible issue. If the camera is placed on the head of the ragdoll, it makes me want to throw up. I did some research on what other solutions other games did for like first-person active ragdolls, but Unity to the rescue again with actually Cinemachine. I've used this before. It's basically a extremely robust camera rig that does a lot of the dampening and stuff for you. It can make really smooth transitions, and it's just super nice. So what I did is I have the camera follow the target. That's all. It just follows it. Now I can move around, look any way I want. But it's time to actually get up and work on the actual like game functions, like picking stuff up, tools, holding items, and I am still working on the gameplay loop, and I'm actually currently working on the multiplayer aspect of it, so hopefully I'll have something up and running here soon that anyone can play. And you should check out this next video that I have.